O Lord of hosts, my faithful God, my refuge in times of trouble, here I am before your presence, with my heart torn open and my soul exposed, pouring out before you everything that weighs me down, everything that I can no longer carry. You see me when no one else does. You know the thoughts that I can barely express, and you know, O God, how many silent nights I have lain trying to appear strong, when inside I was breaking into 1,000 pieces. I seek you, not because I have strength, but precisely because I lack it. Because in the midst of the noise of the world, the confusion of thoughts, the oppression that squeezes my chest without warning, I recognize I need you more than ever. How many times, Lord, have I tried to fight alone, believing that it was my duty to hold everything together, to solve everything, to keep everything under control. But the truth is that I am tired of trying to be strong on the outside while I fall apart on the inside. I am tired of smiling when inside I just want to cry. I am tired of carrying weights that were not made for me. So today, with the little faith I have left, I come to you. I do not come with pretty prayers, nor with rehearsed words. I come with my raw truth, with my broken pieces, with my confused thoughts. I come as I am, because I know that you love me anyway. Teach me to trust, O Father, to truly trust. Not with that superficial faith that only comes from the lips, but with a faith that is born deep within the spirit, that flourishes even in the middle of the desert, that remains firm when everything around it collapses. Teach me to rest in you, even when I do not understand your ways, even when you are silent, even when the answer does not come, when the miracle is delayed, when the sky seems closed. Teach me to trust in your character, even when I do not understand your methods. Teach me to love you, not only when I feel your presence, but especially when everything seems silent. How many times, my Lord, have I tried to hide, to pretend that I was fine, to mask my pain, to silence my fears, to hide my failures. But before you, I can hide nothing. You know the words before they reach my mouth. You know every sigh, every tear that has not fallen. That is why today, with all sincerity, I give you my pain. I give you this fear that consumes me. I give you these worries that rob me of peace and prevent me from sleeping peacefully. I give you this anxiety that feeds on the uncertainty of tomorrow. I give you my desire for control, this desire to have all the answers, this impulse to resolve everything with my own hands. I let go, Father. I surrender. I rest. Because you are not an indifferent God. You are not a distant spectator. You are Emmanuel, God with us. You are here now, hearing my cry, wiping my tears, holding my trembling hands. And if you are with me, then I can get through this storm. Then I can close my eyes and trust that the boat will not sink. I don't need to see the direction if I know you are at the helm. I don't need to understand everything if I trust in who you are. I don't need to have all the strength if I know that your grace is enough for me. O Holy Spirit, whisper to my soul that which my mind cannot comprehend. Calm the waters within me. Silence the voices that terrify me with futures that may never exist. Take away from me this idol of worry, this compulsion to control what belongs only to you. Break these invisible chains that bind me to fear, that make me believe that if I don't act, everything will fall apart. Free me from this tyranny of what if, from this prison of assumptions, from this addiction to anticipating catastrophes. Teach me to live in the now, to trust one day at a time, to walk by faith and not by sight. Because true freedom, Lord, is not in having everything resolved, but in knowing that even without an apparent solution, my Redeemer lives. Because true peace is not in a world without problems, but in a surrendered heart. And that is what I want, a surrendered heart. Surrendered to your sovereignty, surrendered to your time, surrendered to your will, even when it hurts my ego, even when it confronts my plans, even when it demands that I give up myself to embrace that which is eternal. You are God. And if you are God, then I can trust. If you are God, then I can let go. If you are God, then there is no reason for me to continue carrying what was not made for me. Your word tells me that you care for me, that the very hairs on my head are numbered, that not a single tear goes unnoticed. So why fear? Why continue to harbor this anxiety that is suffocating me? Why continue to harbor this belief that I am alone? You are with me. You are for me. You are my shelter, my rock, my strong tower. I run to you, and I am saved. Even if the world falls apart, even if the winds blow violently, even if everything I know comes crashing down, there is one place where nothing can touch me, your presence. And it is here that I hide. It is here that I rest. It is here that I leave everything. Father, I confess, I don't know what tomorrow will be like, but I know who controls it, and that's enough for me. I know I may not see it now, but you are working. I may not feel it now, but you are present. I may not understand it now, but one day it will all make sense. Until then, I choose to trust. I choose to believe. I choose to worship you, even in the dark. I choose to continue, even without strength. Because you are faithful. Because you never fail, because you are God, and in you I rest. O eternal God, my help in the day of trouble, my anchor when everything is shaking, I turn to you once again, not as someone seeking answers, but as someone in need of an embrace. I am in the middle of the journey, between what I have left behind and what I cannot yet see. And in this sacred interval, where fear so often whispers and doubt tries to grow, I raise my voice and cry out, "Hold me up, Lord." Because even though my feet try to walk, my heart sometimes hesitates, wavers, stumbles, and it is in this exact place, between the step and the ground, that I need to feel your hands holding me. Teach me, Father, the art of resting in your sovereignty. Teach me not to make an altar out of worry. Teach me that trust is not denying reality, but submitting it to the greater reality of your government. May my heart incline to your voice, may my mind bow to your truth, may all anxiety dissolve before the greatness of your promise. I no longer want to live enslaved by thoughts that steal my sleep. I no longer accept feeding the lies that say I am alone, that nothing will change, that everything depends on me. No, everything depends on you. Everything is in your hands. And that's why, even with a broken heart, I declare, I trust, even when the sky looks bronze, even when prayers return without an echo, even when time drags on and the pain persists, even when everything in me wants to scream, "Give up." I choose to silence my soul and hear your word whispering, "Fear not, I am with you." I need to hear this, Lord. I need to believe this again. Because the voices around are loud, the circumstances are real, the winds are strong, but you are stronger, you are greater, you are higher. And so I lift my eyes, even with tears, even trembling, and I seek you. Because in you is my help, because you are the God who turns crying into song, chaos into testimony, the desert into a garden. You see me as I am. You see me completely. You know the wounds I hide, the burdens I disguise, the pain I hide even from myself. And yet you do not turn your face away. Yet you love me. Yet you remain. What kind of love is this, Lord, that is not offended by my weaknesses, that does not turn away when I am silent, that remains firm when everything in me falls apart? It is this love that sustains me. It is this love that holds me when I can no longer pray. Because there are moments, my God, when words fail me, when all I can offer is a sigh, a restrained cry, a lost look. And in those moments, it is your Spirit that intercedes for me with groans that cannot be explained. Teach me, Father, not to seek within myself the strength that can only come from you. Teach me not to measure my faith by emotions. Teach me that true trust does not shout, does not show off, does not impose itself, but rests. A trust that seems like a calm whisper in the midst of a storm, a gentle conviction that is not shaken by the winds. Teach me that being firm in you is not about not feeling fear, but about moving forward in spite of it. Teach me to surrender my plans, not as someone who gives up, but as someone who trusts that there is something better being written by eternal hands. You do not improvise, Lord. No detail escapes your gaze. You see the end from the beginning. You know every curve of the path before I walk it. That is why, even when I do not understand the process, I worship you. Even when I do not see fruit, I continue to sow. Even when the harvest is delayed, I continue to water. Because I know that you are faithful. Because I know that what we sow in tears will be harvested in joy. Because I know that no tear shed for love of you will be forgotten. Because I know that every second of surrender is a seed of eternity. O Holy Spirit, be my comfort, be my guide, be my peace when everything tries to shake me. Invade my being with your rest. Inhabit my thoughts with your peace that surpasses all understanding. May your presence become more real than any circumstance. May your touch silence the noise of the soul. May your breath extinguish the embers of despair. May I learn every day to surrender not only to big decisions, but also to the details. May I learn to live surrendered, not out of obligation, but out of pleasure, because there is no safer place than your arms. How many times have I looked around and thought all was lost? How many times have I seen doors close and thought the end had come? But always, always, you showed that you had another way out, that no was the end, but the beginning of a higher path, that no loss was punishment but preparation, that no waiting was wasted time, but fertile soil where faith sprouts strong, robust, alive. And now, even when there are still unanswered questions, even when I still hope for miracles that have not been performed, I choose to trust, not because I feel, but because I decide. Yes, Father, I choose to trust. I decide to surrender control to you. I decide to put down my weapons. I decide to rest even though my heart is beating fast. I decide to silence the what-ifs that torment me and listen to the I am that assures me. You are the same yesterday, today, and forever. The same one who opened the sea still opens paths. The same one who fed in the desert still provides. The same one who healed the blind still plays. The same one who conquered death still resurrects dreams. So why fear? My God, if you are with me, everything changes. The storm may rage on, but my soul will not be swept away by the waves. The pain may persist, but it will not consume me. The wait may be longer, but it won't make me give up. For I know whom I have believed. Because I know that you are powerful to guard what I have entrusted to you, and I entrust everything to you, my life, my plans, my fears, my gift, my future, my children, my dreams, my scars. I give you everything, because I know you're caring, even when I don't understand, because I know you're doing it even when I can't see it, and even if it takes time, even if the answer doesn't come the way I expect, even if time seems cruel, even if the silence screams, even if the world says it's crazy to trust, I choose to remain, I choose to wait, I choose to continue, for your word is a lamp unto my feet. Because your promise is my inheritance, because your love is my foundation. Hold me up, Lord. Strengthen my weary hands, renew my strength like the eagles, make me run without getting tired, make me walk without getting faint, guide me in the paths of righteousness, and if I stray, bring me back, if I fall, lift me up, if I stray, call me by name. If I am silent, search my heart, and above all, never take your presence away from me, for one day in your courts is worth more than 1,000 anywhere else. For though I lack everything, if I have you, I lack nothing. And if you are my shepherd, then I can walk through dark valleys, knowing I am not alone. Then I can face giants knowing I do not fight alone. Then I can live without fear, knowing your goodness and your mercy will follow me each day. May my trust turn into worship. May my surrender turn into testimony. May my faith, even if small, move mountains. May my life surrendered be a sign of your power. May I be able to say at the end of it all, it was worth trusting, it was worth waiting, it was worth surrendering, because the Lord is good, and his mercy endures forever. O Holy Father, having learned to rest, having surrendered myself to your will, I now come to that point in the journey where there is no more room for masks, for illusions, nor for borrowed strengths that were never mine. Here, before the altar of your presence, I am no longer the one who struggles to hide his weaknesses, but the son who recognizes, without you, I can do nothing. And more than words, more than memorized prayers, today I offer you the purest of my truth, a broken heart, empty hands and eyes still teary, but firmly turned towards heaven, where I know that your faithfulness continues to sustain everything. I am not the same person who started this prayer. Something in me broke, and at the same time, something in me rose. I realize now that many of the pains I carried were weights that did not have your name, that my fears were voices that I heard for so long that I no longer realized they did not come from you. And now, as I leave everything on the floor, as I place in your lap what only you can carry, I ask you, Lord, mold me, remake me, restore me, take away everything that did not come from your heart, and plant in me the courage to live completely surrendered. No reservations, no excuses, no delays, no side plans. Make me an altar where your glory dwells, where faith is not just a speech, but a living, constant, ardent experience. May my days be answers to your call. May my steps be reflections of your direction. May my breathing be a continuous prayer. And even when life doesn't turn out as I imagined, even when the winds are contrary, even when hope seems fragile, I will continue to believe. May my faith be deep, like hidden roots that support the tree even during drought. May my heart be as stable as the rock on which your love has established me. Yes, my God, you have taught me that trust is not an option in difficult times. It is the only way. When the world shakes, when relationships fall apart, when resources run out, when dreams fall apart, what remains is what is planted in you. And nothing that is rooted in you will be lost. Nothing that was entrusted to your care will be wasted. No promise of yours returns empty. No sincere prayer is ignored. No tear is in vain. You are the God who gathers every fragment of my past, every lament of my present, and every silent hope of my future, and transforms them all into a story of redemption. I want to know you this way, Lord. Not only as the God of miracles, but as the God of silence, not only as the God of open doors, but also as the God who sustains while the door is closed. Not only as the God who answers with power, but as the one who whispers deep within, I am still here. Because yes, there is an unseen power in trusting when everything says otherwise. There is a hidden glory in brokenness. There is a silent victory that only heaven celebrates when, even though I cry, I choose not to back down. Even though I can't see it, I choose to press on. Even though I am afraid, I choose to obey. And in that secret place, where no one applauds me, where no light shines, where only you and I know what happens, it is in that place that my faith takes shape, because there, far from the eyes of the world, you find me, you lift me up, you speak to me, you transform me, and that is the miracle that I need most today, the miracle of being completely yours, of depending solely on you, of abandoning my strategies, my logic, my shortcuts, of stopping running from myself and finally resting in your arms, arms that never let me go, even when I wanted to let go of yours. I praise you, my God, for every time you waited for me, for every time you welcomed me instead of condemning me. For every morning when your love was renewed, even though I didn't deserve it, for every silent deliverance, for every answer that is still on the way, for every lesson you taught me in the midst of pain. I praise you for being constant while I waver, for being patient while I despair, for being faithful even when my faith wavers. You are the same, you remain, and that is enough. And if tomorrow is difficult, if the answer is still delayed, if I don't know what to do, may I remember what I declare today. I trust in you, not because everything is fine, but because you are good. Not because I am sure of the paths, but because I trust in the shepherd. Not because I am strong, but because I am loved. And being loved by you changes everything. Redefines everything, restores everything, makes everything new. May my life be an altar of trust. May my every breath be a song of surrender. May my testimony be a bridge where others can cross to find you. May the story you are writing in me become light for those who walk in darkness. May my yes glorify you more than my achievements. May my silence before your time adore you more than 1,000 words. May my remaining exalt you more than my winning. Because I don't want to be known for having achieved a lot, but for always trusting. And when the time comes, when the promise is revealed, when the harvest comes, may I not forget where my strength came from. May I not take the glory that is yours. May I not get lost in the applause. May I remain in secret. May I continue to seek you as I do today. May I continue to love you as I do now. Because more than blessings, I want the blesser. More than miracles, I want the God of miracles. More than answers, I want your voice. More than peace in circumstances, I want peace in you. And when it is all over, when the race of life comes to an end, may I be able to say with peace, I trusted until the last day. And may heaven receive me not because of my merits, but because of your grace. May your name be exalted in me. May your glory be seen in my surrender. May your faithfulness be remembered every time my story is told. And may my soul finally rest eternally in the place for which it was created, in you, because only you are worthy, Lord. Only you are worthy of my complete trust. Only you are worthy of my everything. And so, here I end this prayer, but I do not end my surrender. Here my cry ends, but my faith does not end. Here my voice ceases, but my spirit remains silent before you, saying, Continue, Lord, the work continues. It continues in me. I trust.